Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
And make sure to go to manoftheyearpodcast.com to grab our merch and YouTube to watch our clips online. So, Matt, I want you to visualize something.
Okay.
You go to the grocery store and you pick out a few items. Maybe you're hosting, you like to host, you got some ice, whatever. You bring your shopping cart back to the car, you fill up your trunk. Do you, Matthew Ritter, return the shopping cart? What do you do with it?
I return it, but most people don't return.
So you put it in either in the holder thing or bring it back to where you found it.
Yeah, we're very cognizant to do that.
I think the people who leave the cart out in the parking lot should be hung on the wall like in Handmaid's Tale. I mean, like, there's so little that is holding our society together right now. The fact that people can't bring the fucking shopping cart 15 feet back to the beginning of the store. I mean, your errand is done. You're blocking a parking spot. It's a hazard for pedestrians. Just like, do people even live in the world? Are we in Lord of the Flies slowly boiling? We don't even know it.
Do you know about the guy who put stickers on people's cars that don't do it?
Oh, I vaguely, but how does he know who did it?
He's just sitting in the parking lot all day, I guess, of a grocery store just to shame people.
Wow, you could get murdered for doing something like that.
Totally. Yeah, he's put stickers on their car. Yeah, you could definitely get killed for doing that.
Do not do that in LA.
Do not do that. I was thinking though, right? Because I watched that guy and I'm like, wow, I can't believe how many people did. Then I was thinking, like, do they hire somebody to just retrieve the carts? And so on some level, are all these people, these jerks, are they job creators?
There is a person who does it, but I think he's just like one of the sort of the bus boy, cashier person. I think I don't think you're cutting a job by not doing that. I actually like returning the cart because it's like, oh, my job is done. I'm bringing it back. I'm a good person. I mean, it's just like,
it is the completion of the grocery store trip.
Right. If you just leave the cart there, you didn't go grocery shopping.
Well, there's nothing more irksome than like it being in the middle of a good spot.
Oh, I call it a spot mirage. When you're, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Then I gotta I have Brenner in the back seat. Like, I can't get out of the car, know?
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So that just, I did a grocery shop the other day. Let me ask you this other question. If I'm getting more than like 3 things, but not that much, I get a cart no matter what. Even if it's a hand cart, I get the push cart. You know what I'm saying?
You will definitely appreciate it. This is just a Matt move. I only realize it when I've got things dangling off. There's like an orange bag on my neck, and then like suddenly somebody appears and they're like, you need a cart. Then they bring over the cart to me. I'm like, no, I'm good. I've got like a can of beans like on my nose being balanced.
And then they're like, do you want a bag? And you're like, nah.
Yeah. No, but so I've stopped doing that, but that was one of my bad traits.
All right, guys, people, return your carts. Come on, return your carts. Okay, so I want to talk about limited series. So there's a friendship coach who, Matt, we have to get on because she always comes up. I don't want to get her middle name wrong, but it's Danielle Bayard Jackson. And she has this great book, Fighting for Our Friendships. Matt, you're always sending me her stuff. And she was quoted in this New York Times article about it was about connecting better with your friends, which she calls limited series, which of course is a big TV trend. And basically she describes it as an activity with your friends that lasts for a few weeks or a few months and has an end. So for instance, you are going to watch a new reality series, and every week you're going to get together with your friend and go and debrief or take a walk or something like that. It could be a book club. It could be like you're going to go to the gym for 6 weeks and like do buys and tries, but it has an end. What do you think about this?
I love this. Absolutely love this. And I love that it's called limited series, because I think I had an idea that I like these things, but I didn't know what they would be called. Because I love the viewing parties, and I love that there is a fixed start and end. Because I think it's too much for people to just sometimes, for a lot of people, it's too much to have something that's year round with all their friends all the time.
Just to clarify, I believe she's suggesting you're not a watch party. You're watching the show separately, and then the next day, every week, you're calling for half an hour to talk about it.
Oh, well, whatever. I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
you could do a watch party as a limited too, because that is limited in its duration. It's 12 weeks or whatever.
Do you remember back? Oh, sorry, go.
No.
Do you remember back in the aughts, like people would come over on Sunday to watch Sopranos and Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Huge. Sex in the City parties.
Yeah,
Big.
now it's just like, when is it streaming?
Yeah. No, that is true. The streamers kind of killed the appointment viewing.
Yeah.
And by correlation killed also the watch party hangout,
I was gonna say the business, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it killed our entire industry, but also killed one social aspect, which was what you're talking about, like the Sunday night hangout. That was a big thing. People still do it now for I think for certain reality shows. Right? Like, we have some friends who used to do it for The Bachelor.
The Bachelor, yeah. I think now like live sports is the only thing people can gather around anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But so what other limited series? So first of all, I do like it because I think it puts less pressure on kind of having a year-round thing, but it also feels like you could include kind of fringe friends and looser people, and it's a good way to kind of like strengthen those.
Well, what's interesting, I thought you might push back a little bit because, okay, it's low pressure. There's an end date, but our biggest tip of the podcast is creating rituals, which is something that sort of recurs forever.
But they don't have to recur every week. Our Luger's dinner is once a year. So I think on some level, like, you could reframe this notion of ritual.
Yeah.
You could have a fall ritual. You can have a summer ritual, right? I mean, what is summer camp, right? I mean, that's not year round, but those are your summer camp friends, right? It's almost like that on somewhat level.
I mean, but you're also 10 years old.
No, but my point is just that friendship is just that, really, like, you don't see them the rest of the year, your camp friends. You're not really communicating with them.
Yeah. It's funny. Famously, you and I didn't really go to camp. Yeah. Matt is making the symbol of we didn't have enough money when we were kids. But our friends had camp friends.
Yep. I was always jealous.
Yeah. Another suggestion here was book clubs, which we've barely even touched on this. Have you ever been a part of a book club?
So I never have. My wife has, and I actually think a problem with the book club is it's too consistent. Every week, people have never read the book, and they always end up giving up. So I think maybe the solve for that is like fall book club. Just, hey, 8 weeks we're reading one book or something, and like
how's that different than what a book club normally is?
Well, they're just year round, and then people just give up because they haven't read the book because there's too much pressure week to week to read the book.
Do you think, I'm just spitballing here, do you remember when you're very big on this sort of unsolicited gift? So you found this book called Blood in the Garden, which was about the Knicks, and you sent it to a bunch of our friends. Yeah. Do you think we could do a book club? Do you think anyone would care?
No, I think we could, actually. I think we have to choose the right books, like that kind of book. Books that are a little bit more like cultural, like pop culture-y. Like, right. I don't think us just going, hey, let's all read, T-Rex, the biography of Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. Also, is your sister, is your wife's book club IRL or?
IRL.
Okay, so it's really just getting the people together for a gab fest.
Yeah, it is. It's just that's all book club is. But I do think I like the idea of a limited series for the low pressure of it.
I mean, what the very different.
I hear what you're saying about, like, does this go against our idea that we want you to have a regular, consistent routine that doesn't go away? But this doesn't go away. It's it comes back every, every 6 months.
I mean, I suppose the ultimate limited series is the football season. You get together every Sunday, get together every Monday.
Right. What is fantasy football if not a limited series friendship?
But you don't get together in fantasy football.
Some people do.
Not every week.
No, suppose not,
Yeah.
but some people do. But I'm just saying, even just the fantasy football like community that builds up in the fall and then it breaks up in January.
So are you gearing up? I think this will air after March Madness, but are you gearing up for your giant March Madness pool?
Yeah, I mean, by gearing up, I do no research.
Right. You just like, oh, there's got to be a 14 seed somewhere.
I sometimes will text some younger folks who are in the know about that stuff.
When we were in high school, did you ever play fantasy with the rest of the guys?
I don't remember.
It
wasn't online. We didn't even have like
online. There was no computers.
Right. So how was it? How did we do it?
Someone was the key master, and they just did it.
You would get you would get Newsday, and what you would circle the scores.
Well, no, I think this was drafting players.
Right, but I'm saying the stats. Yeah, you had to you had to like circle the scores and add them up in the newspaper.
That's a good point. How did people play fantasy football before the internet?
I think they did it with a piece of paper and a pen, and they added and a calculator.
Oh God, that's giving me like weird anxiety.
Yeah, there was something called Stratomatic baseball. Do you remember that? What was that?
Yeah.
Wasn't that similar?
Stratomatic. I don't think that it was like synced to the current season. I think it was like it was like a proto video game.
It was a board game. Yeah, it was the original fantasy sports game, they call it. Wow. Simulation game. It was a simulation game. How it works. Each athlete is represented by a player card and you roll the dice.
Right.
It was a combination of their real life stats. So like if you had, Babe Ruth, you'd have a better shot with the roll of the dice than some scrub.
God, it was like a weighted thing. Interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Should we come back to this and take a listener question?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram and we will answer on the show. Okay, this one says, Dear Matt and Karo, I'm someone who loves April Fool's Day. But one of my friends has told me that they don't find pranks funny at all. I want to respect their boundaries, but I also think a small, harmless joke could lighten them up a little bit. Should I avoid pranks altogether with them, or is there a safe way to include them in the fun?
Pranks.
You and I have both discussed this. It was like 2 years ago. Anti-prank.
Not a big prank guy. Most people who are really into pranks, douchebags.
There's too much opportunity for me to respond in an insane way if I'm pranked, and then
if somebody pranks me, there's a chance I could end up in jail.
100%, or divorced or something.
Something bad. Please don't prank me, because you might end up dead and I might end up in jail.
Yeah, I mean the prank industrial complex of I saw something on TikTok where they the kids covered their parents' kitchen in peanut butter.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like if your kid did that, Brenner would go to what are those camp? Yeah, what baby jail. What are those things that Paris Hilton just got that law passed that bans like wayward children homes?
Oh, where they beat you incessantly with reeds?
Yeah. I mean, it's just but I want to also psychoanalyze this a little bit. She actually, I don't even know if it's a woman or not. She says that
I don't think women do pranks to each other.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think a woman has ever pulled a prank. Although that's an interesting, I don't know, character. I guess he says, I also think a small harmless show could lighten them up. I mean, that's taking a lot of ground with.
What is a healthy prank? I'll tell you one that we did that was kind of insane in college. I don't know if I ever talked about this on the pod. Our friend had this little Ford Festiva. I think it was a Festiva. What's the littlest Ford? Like the one that's it's like a toy car.
Yeah, the Festiva. I remember that. Yeah.
And we lifted it up and moved it to another block. Like it took like 15 of us.
I think you have told me that. First of all,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious. And like fairly harmless. We told him after he thought his car got stolen or towed or whatever.
I mean, that's borderline because like how long did you let it go?
We probably let it go too long.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to try to find. There are, you know, what's good? The harmless pranks.
Right. What is the line between harmless and I'm gonna kill you?
Yeah, I mean, the harmless pranks are, you know, I'll have to do a little.
Is it healthy for a friendship? Pranks? That's the thing. I don't know.
Well,
Like
if
what?
you're both into it,
Yeah.
I think our personalities also like. Let's say you prank me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I'm going to get you back. Well, now you're living on pins and needles for the rest of your life.
I know. Who wants to live like that?
It's we talked about this when we talked about pranks. Again, this was 2 years ago. That like on Jake and Amir, one of those guys had a epic prank where I mean, I think they actually had a
Yeah.
show on like True TV.
Right.
And one of them, which was epic, was he arranged for his friend to get chosen out of the audience at a college basketball game. Did I told you this? He does a
No.
blindfolded half court shot, and he had the whole audience scream like he made it, but he didn't make it.
Oh, that's good. But wouldn't you know if you didn't make it?
No, because he heaves it, and then everyone goes, "Oh my god!" The mascot's hugging him. It's
He was
amazing.
blindfolded when he shot it.
Yeah. And then this other one, this one.
That's a good prank.
That's epic. And he told them within 7 seconds.
I mean, that requires $1 million in funding.
But but one of the other ones, which you're not going to like, one of the guys goes to a Yankee game, and this is thinking about it with his girlfriend. On the board, the other guy has Lisa, will you marry me, Jake?
No.
Yes.
See, that's the kind of stuff you get murdered for.
Yes. And they get into, and then like he goes, I don't want to marry you. Like, I don't know who did this. Like, it's insane.
And by the way, we're joking. We would never harm anybody. There's no harm being done on this pod.
I mean, if you,
we've got to tone down our homicidal rhetoric.
Oh yeah. I mean, just don't pull pranks.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't prank me.
And
is there an upside to friendship? I mean, like, I'm just like, I rack my brain to think of like how friendship is benefited by people pranking each other. Because like, yes, I guess it builds some sort of camaraderie, but I just feel there's so many other healthy ways to do that.
Well, let me push back on that. We have a very we're jabbing each other little jabs all day, which I find hilarious. That's our love language.
Yeah.
There are people who do not like that.
Agreed. You're right. I should say there are different strokes for different folks. If there's a group that thrives, their friendship feeds off of, it's the water, it's the soil, it's the nutrients that sustain their friendship to grow. That's pranks. Good on you. I think that's a rare subset.
Because here's the thing, Matt. When you pranked your buddy, and was that law school or college or?
A college.
So all of you, the other people, the people who did the moving, what a fun activity for you guys.
It was great.
And did you choose him just because he had the smallest car? Because like, was there another reason?
He was like very cocky, and that was like the one thing that he was insecure about. So
that his car was shitty.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That kind of goes to the listener question. Like, you kind of cut him down. Was he mad?
Yeah, he was mad.
Huh.
I think he was mad kind of because he didn't want to be the butt of anybody's jokes.
I mean, you got to choose your prank-y.
Yeah.
Carefully.
But that's the thing. I think like no matter what, if there's like a group that's pranking, like not everybody, I always feel like somebody's not on board with it.
Right. And that's the person I mean, the things where they like fill your car with jelly beans, I'm like, I got to clean this up now.
I know. I always feel like actors are involved in pranks because they're so removed from normal behavior.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of like Hollywood's notorious for pranksters, and like athletes are notorious pranksters. It's because they're so wealthy and so removed from normal life that they don't realize that in normal life, you end up getting yourself hurt by doing this stuff to somebody.
They should call it April Cruel's Day.
Yeah. April Fool. You know, there's a famous April Fool's story in Sports Illustrated, the Sid Finch thing, right?
Yeah. Basically, it was a fake article that the Mets found this phenom who could throw 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
By the way, that's pretty mean to Mets fans.
That was brutal. That was cruel prank for us.
Matt, do you know that our hometown is famous for one of the greatest pranks of all time?
No.
In the, I want to say 2000s, at our high school, Plainview JFK High School, Long Island, a group of unknown students, still unknown, bought a junk car with no wheels, painted it, and put it on the roof of the high school.
Oh yeah, how'd they get it up there?
To this day, nobody knows.
I assume they had a jack from like a car mechanic station, one of those that elevated it up. That's the only way.
It's actually it's on Wikipedia. A picture of the class of 2006. So it was about 9 years after us.
Wow.
And still to this day.
A good high school prank like that, if there's no victim, but then there is a victim. Who's getting it down?
Who's getting it down? God forbid someone fell off the roof or got hurt.
Is this, this is a classic prank. Is this a good prank, or is this like animal cruelty, the one where they always steal the goat or the mascot?
Ooh, I'm so glad you brought that up, Matt, because it's, it was just college football season. So how are they not guarding the fucking mascot then?
I don't know.
The literal Navy SEALs.
How many years in a row is that goat just going to be stumbling around with the gate unlocked? Right? This goat is like, guys, it's April 1. Is there a guard on duty? What? It's almost like that scene in The Godfather when suddenly there's no security at the hospital.
Yeah.
Like suddenly there's no security by the goat. Now you got to go get this baker, Enzo. Hey, Enzo, come here, guard this goat for me.
It's like, guys, you have one job, guard the Georgia Bulldog. You're literally playing the Army. Like they know how to get it. Right.
So is it that they let them steal it always? Like,
I don't think so. I guess you have to be really good.
You just hired 2 armed guards with Glocks. Like you're not stealing a bulldog.
What about, have you, you know how like they do that thing at Harvard with the Lampoon, the chair, like the Crimson and the Lampoon have like a 200-year rivalry. Well, they'll like steal the throne that's sitting in the Lampoon's. I'm sure someone from Harvard's going to say I got this wrong. And one time they stole the throne and like sent it to China. I mean, these people have unlimited money. It's insane.
As I said, most of the good pranks are just rich people just flaunting their money.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, I shipped your car to China. Do you know how much that costs?
How often, how many times a year do you go to get not at your house, but somewhere, grocery store, whatever, can't find your car and immediately go, oh my God, I lost my car. Someone stole my car. And then it's like over there.
I mean, it happened to me like, my school parking lot. I just was like, what floor did I can't remember because they're on the angles. I hate parking lots that are on angles.
I don't know what that means.
Like, where like, they're just like they're not on flat levels. Like the cars are on angle. Like there's like,
it's in a structure.
It's in a structure and they're on the angle. And you're like, I wasn't on a floor. I was on an angle. Was I up? Was I down?
So what you're describing is the fucking, I'm sorry, I'm cursing so much. The Rube Goldberg optical illusion of a parking structure where you're like, I know I'm there.
Right. But I'm actually under there. Right. Because you're like under it because there's only one way to get to that floor. Right. I still don't understand how. Sometimes I'm like, wait, I was standing right here. My car was right here. And then it's not here. It's underneath somehow, but higher.
Remember when we went to Lionsgate, we got lost because like we had to go up to go down.
Lionsgate, let us back in.
We can't. Now we can never go back. We should just stay there. All right. So I think
a friend benefit to pranks. I mean, yes. I think what you said is right. If that's your cup of tea, if that's your love language of your friendship, yes. If it's not, don't do it.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like this guy likes pranks and the other person doesn't, so don't do it.
Right. Do it with, you need to have a crew that's mutually, it's like, you know what it's like to me? I don't know. When I was in high school, I remember there were a couple of friends not friends, like guys from our high school that were very big into wrestling you. Like,
it's the worst.
It's the worst, like
bullying.
Yeah, it is kind of bullying, right? But like they like the way that they come up to you is like a headlock. He's like a
Right.
very specific person. I'll talk to you offline about who would always do that. So like
Yeah.
you just have to fight your way out of it to like say
Yeah.
hello to this person.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, guy, only do that with other people that their love language is headlocks.
I mean, hurt people, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what group of guys that we would, well, I don't think we'd get along with. Maybe you would better than me. The Jackass crew.
No thanks.
Running around. Running around in the first movie, they're running around with a buzzer, and if you like, they would just shave your head without not no.
No, I hate all of that. Running around with a stapler, stapling people. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, it's funny. I wonder, God, are we getting old? I used to love those movies, and I still love Johnny Knoxville, and but like I can't watch them, the new one, because it's too cringe for me.
Any testicle related injury, I can't watch.
Steve-O doing a paper cut to his tongue.
Yeah. Ugh. So answer to the listener question is, you know what? There's other ways.
Yeah, there's other ways. Listen, and you know, you saying he should lighten up. I don't know. Maybe you should lighten up. No, just no prank. Play it safe. Guys, I was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram at Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. So Matt, let's just wrap up on the limited series of it all. Another potential limited series could be something at the gym. You know, again,
like
we want
30-day hard 90, hard 75 challenge.
Right. And you and I have I don't love these sort of trendy gym diety things, because then you just stop doing it and then it all goes away.
Right. Well, so you're saying hard 75 isn't good because
what's hard 75?
Well, that's like a specific Instagram, TikTok famous 75 2-a-day workout.
For 2 a day for 75 days?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good.
But I'm saying, like, you know, is there, you know, I think when you did marathon, like, I think those are limited series.
That's true. Training. That's a great point, Matt. Training for a marathon, although I didn't train, so I didn't get any social benefit.
You missed the limited series benefit.
Yeah, that's a great, you know what? I think doing a marathon is insane. A half, a 5K. I feel like that's a pretty fun thing to do with the gang. You know, you're getting outside, you're getting exercise, you're pushing yourself. What about doing a diet with your friends?
I mean, I think it's good. It's a good way to stay connected and accountable. That's more to me an accountability thing than a limited series thing.
Right.
I think a limited series thing, you know what I like as a limited theory? Like, I asked my neighbor if he would help me build a treehouse because he's a woodworker and I am not a woodworker.
Yeah. That's nice.
That's like a limited series. We have kids the same age. To me, that's a good limited series.
By the way, you're gonna sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking of others that I think I like.
You're gonna love this. So there is, you know, there's 70 hard 75, which is I think is insane. Twice a day, every day for 75 days. So in response, there's a 75 soft.
That's getting fat. I love that one.
And it's workout 45 minutes a day, 1 day off a week, and read 10 pages of a book each day. It's very soft.
Oh, okay. That's pretty soft. I thought you were going to say like it's complete opposite. You eat like 5,000 calories a day for 75 days.
Oh yeah, you bulk up.
Slava. What about like you know, doing some sort of like right now, you know, people are still recovering from all the fire stuff. Doing some sort of charity thing that like has a fundraising date. Isn't that like a limited series? Like,
oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's also tied to the marathons as your fundraising, but yeah, gosh, anytime you can include some sort of doing some good for somebody and doing it with your friends. I mean, I love that.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. So yeah, I mean, I think the point is that there's a lot of benefit to having limited duration activities to maintain and strengthen friendships. And, you know, while we always talk about the importance of ritual and consistency in friendship, I want to reframe consistency to mean, hey, it could be every fall we do this, or every year I take on a new limited series.
I love it. I love it. Guys, let us know what your limited series ideas are, anything that we missed. And also, do you play pranks on your friends? We need to know about that.
But I need to know what's a good harmless one.
Yeah, we need some good harmless pranks. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.
Love you, bud.